Children, in the last class, we were under the discussion of chemical properties of ozone, its neutral nature, decomposition, and oxidizing nature we had discussed. Oxidizing nature of ozone we had discussed in the previous class. Ozone is behaving as oxidizing agent because on decomposition it releases atomic oxygen. It is responsible for the oxidizing nature of the ozone. Under that, we have discussed about compounds. PbS can be converted into PbSO4 as well as HX, hydrogen halides, can be converted into X2 as well as Ki can be converted into I2. Of course, if you add starch solution, it develops deep blue color. It develops deep blue color. And as well as potassium nitrite can be converted into nitrate. And as well as Fe2 plus salts can be converted into Fe3 plus salts. All these reactions we had discussed in the last class. Fe2 plus salts can be converted into Fe3 plus salts. That is, ferrous salts can be converted into ferric salts also. Now, in the same way, next reaction we are going to talk about it. K4FeCN6. It is a complex compound. It is a complex compound. This is called as potassium ferrocyanide. It is called as potassium ferrocyanide. What is the oxidation state of iron in potassium ferrocyanide means 4 into plus 1, 4 plus X minus 6 is equal to 0. So X will be equal to plus 2. X will be equal to plus 2. So potassium ferrocyanide, if it react with O3, ozone, which can be converted into K3FeCN6, can be converted into K3FeCN6, and O3 can be reduced to oxygen. If you observe it here, iron oxidation number is plus 3. In another way, we can say that plus 2 oxidation state iron can be converted into plus 3. K3FeCN6, it is called as potassium ferricyanide. Observe the point of difference clearly. This is ferro and it is ferri. In ferricyanide, iron oxidation state can be taken it as plus 3. In ferrocyanide, iron oxidation state can be taken it as plus 2, children. It is another oxidizing reaction of ozone only. And the next reaction we are going to talk about it is manganate to permanganate. Manganate to permanganate. Manganate can be converted into permanganate. Manganate, that is MnO4 2-, whenever it reacts with ozone, it gets converted into MnO4-, and you will get O2 as well as OH-. So here plus 6 can be changed to plus 7. Plus 6, that is MnO4 - 2 is nothing but manganate. MnO4- is nothing but permanganate. If you give potassium, then it is potassium manganate, K2MnO4, and KMnO4 is potassium permanganate. MnO4 2- color is green color, whereas MnO4- color is purple color. So this green colored manganate ion can be oxidized to purple colored permanganate ion with the help of ozone. So here we get 2, and here 2 here and here 2. If you balance it, that is a balanced equation, what we are going to get it. In all of these reactions, in all of these compounds from the lower oxidation states has been oxidized to higher oxidation state with the help of ozone. These reactions indicates that ozone is behaving as a oxidizing agent. Okay, please copy it. Part as a second part, oxidation of non-metals. Oxidation of non-metals. In this also, if you observe children, right, same like nitric acid oxidizing agent reactions, okay, we have, right? So there itself, oxidation of non-metals, if you observe it. First reaction under this, phosphorus can be converted into phosphoric acid. Hope you remember these reactions with the concentrated nitric acid. Phosphorus can be converted into phosphoric acid. Can be converted into phosphoric acid, of course, O3 plus H2O, giving rise to H3PO4 plus O2. If you start balancing, here it is the int 4 phosphorus atoms, so this side 4. And then now we have to balance the hydrogens, 4 3 is 12, so I can keep 6 here. Now 4 4 is 16, 18 are there. This side keep 10, this side keep 10. 10 to the 20, 36, 30, 36, it's balanced. Yeah. Phosphorus can be oxidized to phosphoric acid. Similarly, if I take sulfur, sulfur can be oxidized to sulfuric acid. Sulfur can be oxidized to sulfuric acid. This O3 and H2O. And this side you are going to get it O2. Right? So if you write the ionic equation, then you will get SO4 2 minus. That is different case. Okay, ionic equation if you write it, but generally it's a molecular equation. This is the way, but you have to balance it. Please balance this reaction. So similarly, if I take non-metals like iodine, if it is reacting with O3 and H2, it can be converted into iodic acid, HiO3, and O2 will be formed. So sulfur can be oxidized to sulfuric acid. Sulfur can be oxidized to sulfuric acid. Iodine can be oxidized to iodic acid. Iodine can be oxidized to iodic acid. These are the oxidation of non-metals. And third category we have oxidation of metals also. Oxidation of metals, third category. Another important category among them, first one if you observe it, Ag plus O3 giving rise to Ag2O plus O2. Silver can be oxidized to. Silver can be oxidized to silver oxide. Silver can be oxidized to silver oxide. And then next we have mercury. This mercury can be oxidized to mercurous oxide plus O2, right? So mercury, whenever it is reacting with ozone, which can be converted into mercurous oxide. So mercurous oxide, which is formed over here, that is dissolved in the mercury, and leaves its meniscus, and sticks to the glass, This is called as tailing of mercury. Very important question for even board exams also. Tailing of mercury. What does it mean here? If you take a glass tube. Now, if you take a glass tube, generally liquids can form meniscus. Whenever if they react with, whenever if you pour them in glass tubes like pipettes also, burettes also, if you check it, in pipettes or burettes, okay, they can form a meniscus. So it is lower meniscus and it is upper meniscus. It is upper meniscus, right? So it is lower meniscus and it is upper meniscus. So same way, if you observe it in case of mercury, if you observe it, mercury which is forming upper meniscus, if it reacting with the ozone, it leaves this meniscus and starts to stick to the walls of the glass tube like this. Walls of the glass tube, right? So this process is called as tailing of mercury. That process is said to be tailing of mercury, children. Okay, please copy it. Right. So far, oxidation of non-metals we have discussed, oxidation of metals also we have discussed, and the next we are going to talk about it is quantitative estimation of O3. Quantitative estimation of O3. In another way, we can say titrimetric analysis. Quantitative analysis is nothing but titration only, right? How do you estimate the amount of ozone? How do you estimate the amount of ozone? There is a question in your NCERT textbook, in textual question, if you observe it, how do you estimate O3 quantitatively? Or how do you perform quantitative estimation of ozone? It can be done by treating ozone with the Ki. If you treat ozone with Ki, as we know, being a oxidizing agent, ozone can oxidize the Ki to I2. And this I2 must be titrated with sodium thiosulfate. This is commonly known as IPO solution. Formula is Na2S2O3, that I2 can be converted into I minus, right? So in this reaction, we can estimate the amount of the O3. So if I take reactions Ki can be in the form of I minus. Ki is in the form of I minus. If it is in the form of I minus, reacting with the O3 and giving you O2, I minus can be converted into I2 and OH minus will be given. So to balance it, it will be 2I minus. Balancing is very, very important, children. Iodide is converting into I2 and rest of everything is balanced if you check it. And this I2 which is formed over here, that I2 combines with hypo solution. Sodium thiosulfate, I can write it as S2O3 2 minus in the presence of basic medium. This titration should be done in the presence of basic medium, that we can understand with pH itself. pH to be maintained as 9.2. To maintain this pH itself, we will be using a buffer. The buffer which we are using for this purpose is borate buffer. To maintain the basic medium during the course of reaction, to maintain the pH 9.2, we will be using borate buffer. You know the use of the buffer also, right? I2 plus S2O3 2 minus, if it reacting with OH minus, this I2 can be changed to I minus. This S2O3, that is thiosulfate ion, can be changed to SO4 2 minus and H2. And if you balance it, this is having I2, S2 over there, right? This side, okay, if you keep it 2 in the sense, then this side it is 4 and this side 8. Okay, it will be 10 OH, it will be 5 H2. So it is the balanced chemical equation what we can give it, right? And based on this, we can use the formula M1V1 upon N1 is equal to M2V2 upon N2. Based on that, we can find it out the amount of the ozone which is utilized for the conversion of the I minus to I2. Right? This is nothing but quantitative estimation of the O3. And next part we can give it as fifth part, that is bleaching action. bleaching action. So because of the oxidizing nature, if any substance, if it is behaving as oxidizing agent, it can behave as even bleaching agent also. Colored matter can be converted into colorless matter. Colored matter can be converted into colorless matter. So this reaction is nothing but a bleaching reaction, and in this reaction O3 is behaving as a bleaching agent. O3 is behaving as a bleaching agent. And next, if you observe it, ozone can act as mild reducing agent also. Mild reducing agent also only in the case of peroxides. So for suppose if you take hydrogen peroxide, if it react with ozone, then it will be converted into H2O plus O2. Hydrogen peroxide can be decomposed to H2O and O2 with ozone. In this, oxygen is -1. Sorry, oxygen oxidation number is -1. Here it is -2. -1 is changing to -2. So it is undergoing reduction. It is undergoing reduction. So in that case, it is behaving as oxidizing agent. H2O2 is behaving as an oxidizing agent. In that case, O3 is behaving as a mild reducing agent. So whenever O3 react with H2O2, it forms H2O and O2. So this is very important. Reaction also can be given. Even with the barium peroxide also, similar reaction can be observed. Okay, please copy it. In all of the oxidizing reactions, O3 has been converted into O2. If you check it, except a few reactions, but I think so very rarely they will ask questions related to it. But just for why to take chance, that's why I'm discussing this part also. Except for this reaction, SO2 plus O3 giving rise to SO3. In this case, entire amount of the ozone can be utilized in this reaction, as well as you can take even stannous chloride also. That is, you know that stannous can exist in two forms, +2 as well as +4. But in this case, it is +2 if it is reacting with O3 and HCl. So SnCl2 can be converted into SnCl4 and H2O will get it. In this case also, oxygen will not be liberated. During the oxidation of SO2 and SO3, as well as SnCl2 to SnCl4, in these two reactions, oxygen will not be liberated during the oxidizing reactions of ozone. This is one point you have to remember it. And next, uses, if you observe it, as I told you, used as a bleaching agent. Used as a bleaching agent. And moreover, ozone is used as germicide and as well as used as disinfectant also. Used as a disinfectant also for sterilizing water. For sterilizing water. Now used in preparation of artificial silk. Used in preparation of artificial silk. And KMnO4 also. We have already given this reaction, KMnO4. If you observe this, just wait. This is the reaction, right? From this, okay, we can prepare KMnO4. Okay. I'll ask you, I'll raise this point once again in D and F block elements. There you have to answer it because same reaction will be there in D and F block elements. KMnO4 preparation. So used in preparation of artificial silk and KMnO4 also. One of the most important uses used in detection of position of double bonds. used in detection of position of double bonds in organic compounds. In organic compounds, especially alkenes and alkynes. Can anyone tell me the name of this reaction? Anyone? What is the name of the reaction? That is ozonolysis. During ozonolysis reaction, we can detect where double bond is located, right? Position of the double bond can be detected by the help of ozonolysis reaction by using ozone. That is another application of the ozone also, right? So please copy it. That's all about ozone. Next topic we have is oxides of sulfur, right? So oxides of sulfur, we have two types of oxides, SO2 and SO3, sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide. Structures of these two already we had discussed in formation of oxides. Hope you remember, like how many p-pi bonds are there, how many p-pi d-pi bonds are there. SO3 also, there are two p-pi d-pi and one p-pi. SO3 is a gas at room temperature, but it can exist as it can exist as cyclic trimer in the solid state. What is the formula of cyclic trimer of SO3? What is the formula? Anyone?
S3O9.
S3O9. And I have given you, yeah. Yes, it's SO3 thrice that can be taken as S3O9. They will ask you like number of SOS bonds, number of SO bonds, right? Such type of questions also they can ask you, but structure you have to remember it carefully. Is it clear? So same way I have given you SCO3, which can exist as cyclic tetramer in solid state, right? The structures part we are not going to discuss. In this topic, we are going to discuss about preparation and properties majorly. That is what we have it for exam, as well as for as a topic also, that is there still pending. Structures are over. Now let's talk about SO2, sulfur dioxide. First reaction, which is familiar to you, combustion, S plus O2 giving rise to SO2. Sulfur, if it is burnt in the presence of air, it gets converted into SO2. Second reaction, we have roasting of sulfides. Roasting is nothing but heating of sulfide in the presence of oxygen. In the presence of oxygen, if you heat it, that is nothing but roasting. It's a metallurgical process. So if I take ZnS reacting with the oxygen, it gives ZnO plus SO2. Zinc sulfide, metallurgically it is called as zinc blende. It's a sulfide ore, which is upon roasting, heating in the presence of oxygen will give zinc oxide and sulfur dioxide, right? So if you balance it, what you are going to get it? Which one we have to balance it? Oxygens need to be balanced, I think so. Yeah, this side 2 and it is 2, it is 3. It's balanced. Similarly, you can take FeS2. FeS2 is nothing but iron pyrite. Iron pyrite reacts with oxygen. It is an ore of iron, which gives you Fe2O3 and SO2. Fe2O3 and SO2. And if you balance it, what you are going to get it here? 2 is there. If I keep 2 there, and 4 it will be 4 sulfur. But oxygens are not balancing. Just
Sir, in the first reaction, it's 2 ZnO.
Okay. I'll change it. Is it fine now?
Yes, sir.
Now it is fine, I think so. 4 and it is 2. 2 3 is 6. 8 2 is 16, 22. So keep 11 here. So iron pyrites, whenever it is roasted, you will get a sulfur dioxide. Of course, this reaction only we will be using in Contax process for the manufacture of sulfuric acid. That is an example of oxy acid of the sulfur. That is an example of oxyacid of the sulfur. Let's talk about the chemical properties.
So roasting is heating with limited oxygen or excess oxygen, sir?
In the presence of air, that's all. That depends on the conditions. In the presence of
Okay, sir.
air should be there in it. So chemical properties, if you observe it, but most important chemical properties we'll be trying to discuss it first. That is reducing nature of sulfur dioxide. These reactions are utmost important for JEE, not for the tomorrow weekend. Generally, I'm telling you. Utmost important reactions, especially for comprehension based questions or passage based questions, you can say conversions, especially for those questions, these reactions are very, very important. We know that sulfur in +6 oxidation state, it is more stable. Higher oxidation state is more stable. So in sulfur dioxide, oxidation state is +4 and it is stable in +6. +4 can be changed to +6. Increase in oxidation number. So it is undergoing oxidation. So it can behave as a reducing agent. Ra means reducing agent. So if you take that aqueous solution of the sulfur dioxide, SO2 plus 2H2O, which gives you SO2 plus 2H2O, which gives you H2SO4 and 2 nascent hydrogens. It is giving 2 nascent hydrogens, so it is behaving as a reducing agent. Or else you can write the same reaction as SO2 plus 2H2O, which gives you SO4 2 minus and 4H plus by loss of 2 electrons. In this case, +4 is changing to +6. +4 is changing to +6, undergoing oxidation, hence it is behaving as a reducing agent. This is the common change going to happen in all of the reactions, like how O3 is changing to O2. Right, behaving as oxidizing agent. In the same way, SO2 is changing to SO4 2 minus. So what are the reactions we have? In case of O3, HX is converting into X2, but it's reverse because it is behaving as reducing agent. That's why we can write it as here SO2 plus 2H2O plus Cl2. SO2 anyway converted into SO4 2 minus as well as 4H plus. So Cl2 will be converted into Cl minus. That I can write as 2Cl minus. So in this case, what you can say that X2 can be changed to X minus. Cl2 0 minus 1 has been reduced. Right? Cl2 has been reduced to Cl minus by sulfur dioxide. And now, second reaction, if you observe it, MnO4 minus, if I take it, MnO4 minus permanganate, right? Which is also familiar reaction, reacting with SO2 and H2O. MnO4 minus is converting into Mn2 plus. Converting into Mn2 plus. Of course, it will be 4H plus. And what you're going to get it at the end? SO4 2 minus. This will be 2. Change in oxidation number is +4 to +6, 2. But here +7 is changing to +2. Change in oxidation number is how many units? 5 units. So that you can give it as 5SO2 is 2MnO4, 2Mn2 plus, and 5 sulfurs are there. If you balance it, you'll get 5SO4 2 minus and 4H plus. Oxygen is also balanced. So permanganate has been changed to Mn2 plus. That is also one of the reaction reducing nature of the sulfur dioxide only. Please copy it first. So last reaction, that is okay, MnO4 minus 2, Mn2 plus. Next is dichromate, if I take it. That is Cr2O7 2 minus. Another important reaction, children, which is so 2H plus and SO2, which will be converted into Cr3 plus. So of course it is 2 only. And then it will give H2O and SO4 2 minus. It's all depends on the balancing. Okay, redox reactions balancing, you know it based on it. Dichromate ion What is the color? Orange color. Orange color dichromate ion can be converted into Cr3+. Cr3+ color is green. It can be changed to green. So dichromate ion, orange color dichromate ion can be changed to Cr3+ ion, that is green colored one. And if you balance it here, +6 to +3, so 3SO2, yeah, 3SO4 2 minus, and rest of everything is balanced, I think so. So other side, the 3 4 is 12, 13 here, 7 6, okay, 13, it's balanced. So it is a balanced equation can be given. And next reaction I can take it as, earlier for ozone, Fe2+ changes to Fe3+, but here Fe3+ changes to Fe2+. Reduction, no? That's why SO2 plus H2O, Fe3+ can be changed to Fe2+, and H2 is there. SO2 can be changed to SO4 2 minus. It can be changed to H+, that is 4. So it is 2. And upon balancing, what we are going to get it? 2 oxygens here, 4. And this side, to balance the electrons also, you have to take 2 Fe3+ and SO2, 2 Fe2+. Oxygens are also balanced. Yes. It is the balanced equation can be given, right? All these are the reactions of reducing nature. All these are reactions of reducing nature of the sulfur dioxide. Hope it is clear. Still, few more reactions are there, right? Those reactions will be discussed in the next session along with the sulfur trioxide also.
So once again, can